Hello there, everyone. This will be the final wrap up of movies that I watched for the first time in 2022 that I'm doing a little reaction for. Yes, again, a little late, but better late than never. And I'm going to be talking about Legally Blonde and Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, very similar films, huh? No, not really. But I'll start with Legally Blonde. So, this one started with the reason why I even watched this at all was because Black Angus and I, after we watched the She Hulk show, that's bad. Oh, so bad, so bad. Really, really dumb show. We wanted to see if there's any like legal movies or something where they do law or whatever that we could watch to maybe cleanse ourselves of the idiocy of She-Hulk in that show. So we were just browsing around. There's a couple different ones that were around, but neither of us saw Legally Blonde. So like, all right, cool. Let's see that one. All right, let's see that and see how they do with that one. And it's like alone, this would already probably be a better template to start with She-Hulk if they wanted to, make this type of character She-Hulk. That's a conversation for a different video, perhaps one day. But anyway, so Legally Blonde, she's Reese Witherspoon's in this. We got Luke Wilson. I was going to say Evans, but yeah, Luke Wilson. There's Ali Larder in this. Couple other ones I'm not remembering off the top of my head, and she plays as Elle, and she's very preppy, girly girl, pink, she loves fashion, all that stuff, and she just gets dumped by her boyfriend that she thought she's gonna spend the rest of her life with, and he thinks he wants a smarter girl. He and his family have like high pristine stuff, and he's like, I can't be dating somebody like you, obviously. So he's gonna go to law school, do that stuff, and she decides, well, instead of just giving up on it, to go and chase to go to the school so that go to law school so that she can try to get him back, basically, to up her status a little. And she dedicates herself to trying to learn some stuff, and for a little while, and her friends help her out. She makes a little video trying to get them over to submit. It's like a video essay from early 2000s or something back then, which I find a little interesting, like a little time capsule in a way. And they show her before that, they show her like at a shopping for clothes, and there's a moment here that the first time I watched it, I didn't actually catch later, because this actually ties back to the court case at the very end. Like, one of the saleswomen try to sell her something for like far more than what it is, and she's playing dumb, like she's playing dumb, but no, she actually has this pegged and knows a lot more about this particular outfit than they thought. And so it's like just a little, it's showing you a little bit of insight that she may seem like a total ditz, and she has a personality that sort of fits like a bimbo-ish, but she does also have some intelligence with her. She's not just, it's not all air in there. She knows some certain things and can call it out. Anyway, after all of her studying and stuff, she passes her test just enough, the minimum amount to get into the law school, which seems like, wow, okay, that's a little surprising there, but she had some time to study and was able to just get into the door. And the people that were reviewing the video essay were pretty much like, okay, she's got a 4.0 in like fashion and style and whatever and these other aspects, and she's very different, so we could give her a shot, kind of a thing. So I was like, okay, she kind of luckily got in the door, but she did put an effort to try to get there at least. There's a moment early on in one of the classrooms where the teacher calls out a student after he gave an answer, and she's like, are you sure that that's the right one? Are you sure? Like, making him completely question his confidence, which is funny because I also recently saw Whiplash, and he does a similar thing in Whiplash where he's like trying to see who's off tune and who isn't. There's only one of them that's off tune, and he points at one, and he's like, "You were you off?" And he was not even sure, so he kicks him out. Somebody else was off, but he tricked him anyway. She does a similar thing here where she's like, "Are you sure that's the answer?" And he was very confident about it at first, and starting to lose big time confidence with her questioning him, and just like completely is bailing and sweating. And she was just like, "Yeah, it was right, by the way." But like basically made him freaking have a freaking meltdown, stressed out over it, which I kind of like the similarities because it's two completely different situations, but these in two good films, but they both had a little moment done differently. I liked it. But anyway, I'm going to skip around a little bit more ahead here because there's actually a lot in the film that I want to talk about. And so for my videos like this where I just kind of give you my general thoughts on it after watching it for the first time, every time I'm thinking about it a little bit more, like I there's a lot to discuss with this film. I oddly like this film a lot. There's like even a point where so she she's trying to tone herself down from everybody else, and like even her toned down version is still stand out very much to everybody else that has the classic, lawyer type of look that they're going for. But her rejection from her man when she goes to this party thing, she gets kind of duped. She's in the bunny outfit, whatever, she goes there and this dude's just like, yeah, it's interesting that you got here into the school and that you're doing your best, but I mean, look at you, you're still not going to be good enough for me, basically. It was his idea. And with her, this is a good thing about her character, which is something I wish that a lot of current writers would understand. She is upset and she has, she's a little bit deterred, but she gets more inspired and motivated to do better just for herself, if anything. So like she does make, and she makes the effort to study more stuff and hit the books and learn more as she can, like really get into this, and seems to start enjoying this as well, and combining some of this elements with her love for fashion and stuff like that. They do a pretty good job with this with her character. They have her work really hard to earn what she gets as she goes throughout the film, and you see how she stumbles along and people are treating her a certain way at first and then get on. I mean, this is kind of an old-fashioned thing. Like this isn't a new concept. This is something that happens in a lot of films. Like this is a really common thing, but lately in a lot of films they skip this kind of step with our protagonists. They have them just be really, really, really good at the start when they should be like so inexperienced they don't have a freaking clue. So just for that element alone, I like that a lot. You know what? I think I'm going to just review Legally Blonde and use comparison. You know what? I think I'm just gonna review Legally Blonde and use comparisons with She-Hulk because I kind of just want to talk about the film, and I could be here for a little while doing that. But I want to make these videos a little bit short because it's just my impression, and then if I do a review, you can get my more in-depth thoughts in that type of a video. So I'm just gonna move on to Wolf of Wall Street, which this this will sound really weird, especially just like after I'm saying how much I like Legally Blonde. I think that Wolf of Wall Street is a very good film. It is done very well. The acting's great. The story makes sense. The characters are good. All this stuff. It's got everything working for it. I just didn't like it. I, I know, like it's a little shocking because I don't have anything to criticize about the film at all. Wolf of Wall Street is a good movie, but I just didn't enjoy it, and I don't ever want to see it again. I just, I watched it and I'm just like, this is all making sense. I can't think of anything I'd criticize here. I don't know what I'd change, but I'm just watching it, not really. I'm not into it. I'm not rooting for it really. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I just kind of want this to end at some point after about an hour in. I was like, I think I'm about done. And every time it seemed like it was getting close to just about ending, it kept on going many times, and that was kind of getting a little annoying with me. People like to complain about the endings of Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, how it fades into the next shot, and they think, oh, that's a fake out ending. What the heck? And it's like, no, those make sense on how it's wrapping up that story. This one, like, I'm not saying that, again, this isn't even a critique because it didn't need to end at any one of these points. It could have ended at any one of these points in the third half there, but a lot of it seemed tacked on, but I could see it just finishing out its story as well. But I don't know, I didn't like Wolf of Wall Street. It was good. I can't even think of a critique for it. I just didn't like it. I don't know. I feel like that'll happen sometimes with some movies. Like when I watched Citizen Kane, there's nothing I could really complain about it. I don't know if there's anything I critique about it, but I just didn't like it. I can understand what it did for film and have respect for it, but I'm not going, yes, you know what? I like that movie. I'm just, no, no. So yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't have anything to even discuss about it. There's nothing about it that makes me want to talk about it. It's fine. It's done all right. Leo's cool. There's scenes that work in it. Some scenes are kind of funny, I guess, but didn't really make me laugh. I don't know. I don't know if other people feel the same way with some movies, especially that are good. Like they're good, but you're just not liking it. Because I've seen worse movies that I enjoy far more, and I don't know. That's just my thoughts on those, and I'll see you guys later.